What is up, YouTube? Back in Madden 23. If you like Madden rebuilds, career simulations, you came to the right place. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, make some suggestions down in the comments for other videos you'd like to see. Today we're going to be doing New York Jets rebuild because your boy Sync said, can you do Jets rebuild? If you want to have your comment featured in an upcoming video, make sure that you make suggestions down below of other types of rebuilds that you want to see, and I'll try to make it happen. I simulated to the end of the 2022 season. Cowboys beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl 31-28 to win their 6th Super Bowl. Dak Prescott won Super Bowl MVP. Marcus Mariota won NFL MVP of the regular season with the Falcons. What the heck? Coach of the Year was Doug Peterson with the Jaguars. Jonathan Taylor won Offensive Player of the Year with the Colts. Myles Garrett won Defensive Player of the Year with the Browns. Garrett Wilson won Offensive Rookie of the Year with the Jets. That's good to see. Kayvon Thibodeau won Defensive Rookie of the Year with the Giants. Left tackle Dwayne Brown retired after 15 years. Quarterback Joe Flacco retires after 15 years. And then left tackle Mike Rimmers retires after 11 years. $61 million in cap space, and the only player that I'm interested in bringing back is Connor McGovern, the center. He doesn't have a lot of interest, so I'm going to bump him up to a 3-year deal. He wants to go to free agency. Alright. It's not worth bringing back any of these other guys. Bryce Huff, we don't need him. Who else was over here? Oh yeah, James Robinson. I know they just traded for him in real life, but we already have 2 running backs. We don't need to pay a 3rd one. I forgot to show what happened with the season stats for the year that we simulated, so I'll go ahead and show that right now. We had the number 26 ranked offense. Zach Wilson looks like he did not so great. Number 6 ranked defense, that's looking pretty good. I'm going to be trading away Zach Wilson in this rebuild. I just simulated it with him as a starter for this past season to just see whatever they did. He threw for 2,900 yards, 21 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 63% completion with the 100 rating. Breece Hall had 1,000 yards rushing, 3.9 per carry with 5 touchdowns. Elijah Moore had 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns. Garrett Wilson had 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns, and he won the Offensive Rookie of the Year. Corey Davis, 600 yards, 6 touchdowns. Defensively, CJ Mosley had 118 tackles. Carl Lawson had 10.5 sacks. Franklin Myers had 9. Quentin Williams had 7.5, and then Jermaine Johnson had 2.5. CJ Mosley had the most interceptions with 5. Sauce Gardner had 4. That's nice to see. Jordan Whitehead had 3. DJ Reed had 3, and then Ashton Davis had 1. I realized that some of these players had already went to free agency that are not being shown, so there could have been other players. Obviously, there's probably other players that had passing yards. I'm trading Zach Wilson to the Indianapolis Colts for a 2nd round and 5th round pick in this upcoming draft. I think that's going to be pretty much a realistic trade that someone would end up giving to get Zach Wilson. Colts could definitely use a quarterback, and we're moving on from Zach Wilson. This is what the team is looking like before free agency and the draft. Obviously, we're going to be trying to get us a quarterback in the draft. And we also need another left guard and a left tackle or a right tackle. Probably end up moving Becton to left tackle. Defensively, defensive line is looking good. Cornerbacks are looking pretty good. Could use another free safety. Pretty much just need an outside linebacker or 2. Free agency, I'm bringing in Jabril Peppers at free safety. He's an 83 overall star dev, 27 years old. I'm signing him on a 5-year deal, so he'll probably be the starter for us for the rest of the rebuild. Tyler Bass at kicker. Jermaine Pratt, I'm going to bring him in at, he's a middle linebacker, but I'm going to move him to outside linebacker. It's going to be a pass coverage scheme fit. And then Connor McGovern at left guard. Here in the 1st round of the draft, and the Houston Texans took Will Anderson at outside linebacker with the number 1 pick. And then the number 2 pick, the Seahawks drafted CJ Stroud. Here at the number 3 pick, Bryce Young is still there. We need a quarterback really bad. I'm going to go ahead and trade up to the Panthers to get that number 3 pick and draft Bryce Young. In order to get the pick from the Panthers, I'm trading a 1st round pick next year, a 2nd and 3rd round pick this year to make it happen. Honestly, cannot believe that Bryce Young is still here. I thought for sure that the Seahawks were going to draft him, and then I was going to trade up and get CJ Stroud, but definitely take Bryce Young. He's 21 years old. He has A and all kinds of stuff. Good acceleration, good agility, good change of direction, great jumping, good speed, solid strength, solid throw power. Hidden dev, 88 throw power, 84 speed. We have another pick here in the 1st round, pick number 21. I don't see anyone that I want to draft, so I'm going to trade the Raiders for a 1st round pick next year and a 3rd and 5th round pick next year as well. Here in the 2nd round, I'm going to draft this right tackle, Darnell Wright from Tennessee. He's 6'5", 335 pounds. He's a power guy. Definitely need help on the offensive line. 22 years old. He has solid and everything with good strength. Only has normal dev, 87 strength. In the 4th round, we did not have a 3rd round pick. I'm going to draft this wide receiver, Dontavian Wicks from Virginia. He's 6'2", 208 pounds. He's a playmaker, scheme fit, 21 years old. Good acceleration, good jumping, good speed. Hidden dev, nice. 91 speed. 5th round, I'm going to draft this left tackle, Richard Gourier. I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce his name. He's from Florida, 6'5", 308 pounds. Agile, scheme fit. 22 years old. He has good in everything. Decent jumping, solid speed, decent strength. Normal dev with 84 strength. Looking at the draft recap, Bryce Young, 75 overall. We did see that he has hidden dev. He has 88 throw power, 82 deep accuracy, 80 medium, 85 short. And they're all getting a -2 for morale's dragging him down for whatever reason. He also has 84 speed. We did see that. But yeah, we got to answer at quarterback most likely. The rest of the players that are drafted, they're all in the high to mid 60s overall, so they're not going to make an immediate impact most likely, but long term they could develop. We had like 57 6th round picks, so that's why I just simulated them all. Looking at the entire NFL draft recap, the Texans took Will Anderson #1 overall. He's a 78, and then like I said, the Seahawks drafted CJ Stroud. He's only a 73. I was totally expecting them to take Bryce Young, and then I was going to draft CJ Stroud, but hey, we got lucky here. Highest in the whole class was Bijan Robinson, 80 overall, went to the Ravens. Dang, he's going to be getting like 5,000 yards rushing every year. Here's what the starting lineup looks like for the first season. Bryce Young, 75 with hidden dev. Breece Hall's up to 85 with star. We got Michael Carter as a backup running back. Garrett Wilson jumped up to superstar dev since he won Offensive Rookie of the Year. He's at 87 overall. Elijah Moore's at 81. And then we still have Corey Davis in the slot for this last season of his contract. I moved Mekhi Becton to left tackle. We got Tomlinson at left guard. We signed Connor McGovern to replace Connor McGovern at center, if that makes sense. We got Vera Tucker at right guard, and then Mitchell's going to be starting for us at right tackle. He's only a 68 overall, but he's the best player that we have on the team right now at that position. We got Conklin and Uzomah at tight end. Defensively, we still got CJ Mosley at middle linebacker. I brought in Pratt and moved him to left outside linebacker. Now he's a scheme fit for pass coverage. We're going to be starting a rookie at outside linebacker. We signed Jabril Peppers in free agency to be our starting free safety. So I'm going to trade Ashton Davis away. So we got Whitehead at strong safety. Cornerback, we got Reed. Gardner's at superstar, 89 overall. And then Hall is going to be our slot corner. He's 80 overall with star dev. Defensive line, we got Lawson, Quentin Williams, John Franklin Myers. I moved him to defensive tackle. And then we got Johnson at left end. Trading free safety Ashton Davis to the Washington Commanders for a 4th round pick. I'm going to keep the playbooks, the default Jets playbooks and schemes for this first season and see how things go. We got 82% West Coast zone run scheme fit on offense and 95% scheme fit on the 4-3 cover 3 on defense. Jets playbook, Jets playbook. The midseason point, we're 3-3, second in the division to the 5-2 Bills. The Dolphins are 2-5 and the Patriots are 0-7. See what players we have to negotiate with. We got $76 million in cap space. We got Quentin Williams, definitely want to bring him back. 25 years old, he's a 94 overall with star dev. I went out from this 4-year deal. It's exactly the offer you wanted, nice. Carl Lawson, 28 years old, he's 81 overall. Probably gonna wait till the end of the year and see if we want to try to keep him or not. Jordan Whitehead, 3 years, 13 mil, that's not bad. 26 years old, he's 81 overall with star dev. Go ahead and try to re-sign him. He wants more years. All right, we'll wait till the end of the year on him. Bryce Hall, definitely want to bring him back. 25 years old, 80 overall with star dev. He wants 4 years, 23 mil. He's not extremely interested, but at the same time, I don't want to overpay. That's not that big of a difference. We'll do the 5-year deal and see what he says. No, he wants more. Corey Davis is going to be moving on from him. He's 28 years old. He's going to start falling off. 80 overall star dev. Probably just gonna wait off on the rest of these guys. Then we finished 8-9, did not make the playoffs. The Bills went 10-7, the Patriots went 6-11, and the Dolphins went 3-14. See what happened with the player stats. We had a number 11th ranked offense. That's really actually pretty good. Defensively 25th, so we need to do some stuff on defense. Bryce Young threw for 4,500 yards, 31 touchdowns, 15 interceptions, 66% completion with the 101 rating. Great rookie season from him for sure. Breece Hall, 1,100 yards running, 4.3 per carry with 13 touchdowns. Michael Carter had almost 500 yards, 3.8 per carry with 8 touchdowns. Corey Davis led the team in receiving yards. He would 1,200 yards, 2 touchdowns. Elijah Moore, 877 yards, 7 touchdowns. Conklin, 800 yards, 5 touchdowns. Garrett Wilson only had 600 yards with 9 touchdowns. Did he get injured? Yeah, he played in 12 games, so he missed 5 games. Defensively, Pratt led the team in tackles with 137. Quentin Williams had 20 TFLs. That's freaking awesome. He also had 11.5 sacks. Carl Lawson had 11. Franklin Myers had 8. And Johnson had 5.5. Whitehead had 4 interceptions. Pratt had 2. Mosley had 2. Reed had 1. And Gardner had 1. Cowboys beat the Bengals in the Super Bowl 42-20 to win their 7th Super Bowl. Dak Prescott won Super Bowl MVP. Patrick Mahomes won MVP of the regular season with the Chiefs. Zach Taylor won Coach of the Year with the Bengals. Alvin Kamara won Offensive Player of the Year with the Saints. Haven't seen that on here in forever. Myles Garrett won Defensive Player of the Year with the Browns. Our boy Bryce Young won Offensive Rookie of the Year with the Jets. We have $79 million in cap space. I don't want to bring Carl Lawson back. He's already 29 years old, 81 overall. Is pretty much peaked out and what he's going to progress to. I'm going to move on and try to upgrade him. Jordan Whitehead, yeah, superstar dev. What the heck? Hell yeah, I want to bring him back. 27 years old. We're out on a 3-year deal and he turned it down. Let's go with 3 years and just bump up the money a little bit. He's coming back, nice. Hopefully he holds that superstar dev. Bryce Hall, he's already 26, 81 overall star dev. I did offer him a deal, but he turned it down. I offered him a 5-year deal and he still turned it down. All right, let's go 4 years and see what he says. Now he's coming back. What the heck? I don't understand that. Corey Davis already went down to normal dev, moving on from him. Probably not going to be bringing back any of these other guys that we have over here. Looking at the team salaries, CJ Mosley's on the last year of his deal. He's going to get paid $21 million. If we release him, we're going to save $17 million. I'm not going to though. He's still 81 overall, so I'll just let him play out the last year of his deal. We got $80 million in cap space, so it's not like we really need it. Laken Tomlinson is making $17 million on the last year of his deal. I'll just go ahead and keep him around, same thing. And I'm going to go ahead and get rid of Ozama though. He's on the last year of his deal, making $10 million as a backup tight end. That's 31 years old with 75 overall. I'm just go ahead and release him. This is what the team is looking like before free agency and the draft. Bryce Young's at 81 with superstar dev. Hall's at 88. Let's see, wide receiver, we just need a 3rd one. Offensive line, we need a new right tackle for sure. We can still roll with Conklin at tight end. He's on the last year of his deal. Defensively, we need a pass rusher and defensive end. Another outside linebacker. This outside linebacker probably doesn't get very much playing time, so it's not that big of a deal. Basically, we're in a position to where we can take pretty much whoever the best players are in the draft. Free agency, I'm bringing in left tackle Jonah Williams. He's at 81 overall, 26 years old. He's a star dev, scheme fit. He had a ton of interest in coming to the team. Also tried to get Rashawn Gary to be another pass rusher for us. Had a 7-year offer on the table, the biggest offer of everybody. He decided to not sign with us, so he decided to go back with the Packers instead. We're in the first round of the draft. We have pick number 16. I'm going to draft this cornerback, Michael Allison from North Dakota State. He's 6'4", 209 pounds. He's a man-to-man. Have him 100% scouted. He's a true top 5 talent. Too good to pass up. 22 years old. He has elite acceleration, great agility, good change of direction, good jumping, solid speed, decent strength. He has B-man coverage and his zone coverage is C. He only has normal dev, go figure. 90 speed. Second round, I'm going to draft this defensive end, Raphael McCann from Washington. He's 6'4", 278 pounds. He's a pass rush and scheme fit. We do need another pass rusher since we lost Carl Lawson. He's 22 years old. He has solid acceleration, decent agility, great change of direction, good jumping, good speed, good strength. He's got hidden dev, nice, 84 strength with 81 speed. Here in the 3rd round, I'm going to draft this left guard, Will Cooper from Kansas State. He's 6'4", 329 pounds. He's an agile scheme fit. 22 years old. He has good change of direction, solid jumping, good speed, decent strength. Normal dev, 84 strength. Another 3rd round pick here. I'm going to draft this free safety, Luke Radley from Baylor. He's 6'1", 215 pounds. He's a run support guy. I'm going to draft him because he has the potential to have A in a couple of things. He's 23 years old, good acceleration, good speed, decent strength, decent jumping. Normal dev, 89 speed. 4th round, I'm drafting this right tackle, Randy Dill from Auburn. He's 6'6", 317 pounds, agile scheme fit. 21 years old. He has elite acceleration, good agility, good change of direction, solid speed, solid strength. Normal dev with 85 strength. 4th round, I'm drafting this wide receiver, Manny Gold from Texas A&M. He's a slot receiver. 22 years old. We need a 3rd receiver on the team for sure. He's got great acceleration, good agility, good jumping, good speed. He has A catching, and he has a chance to have between A to C on a bunch of stuff. Normal dev with 92 speed. The outside linebacker, JT Campbell from Florida State. He's 6'3", 230 pounds. He's a run stopper. Got him 50% scouted. He's 23 years old. But look at this. He has elite acceleration, decent agility, good change of direction, good jumping, elite speed. Hidden dev with 86 speed. He'll probably be a low overall though. It'll probably be like 65 to 70 maybe. 1st round pick, Michael Allison, the cornerback, is a 77 overall. He was a true top 5 talent, so I expected him to be a high overall. It just sucks that he has normal dev. And then defensive end, McCann is a 72 overall. He did have hidden dev, and he's definitely probably going to be starting for us. Well, not probably, definitely going to be starting for us. Cooper's only a 65. Bradley was a 69. Dill's a 65. This wide receiver is actually a 74. It's a good pickup in the 4th round. And then Campbell, the linebacker I drafted at hidden dev, he's a 65 overall. Just like I suspected. Looking at the entire NFL draft, number 1 pick was a quarterback that went to the Dolphins at 75 overall. Highest in the whole draft was an 80 overall cornerback that went to the Panthers, and 1st round pick number 11. Our lineup for season 2, Bryce Young's at 81 with superstar dev. Breece Hall's at 88 with star. Do have Garrett Wilson. He's going to be a number 1 receiver, but he's injured for 1 week. He's at 89 with superstar. So Elijah Moore will be our 2nd receiver, and then the rookie we drafted will be in the slot. He's a 76 with normal dev. Looking at tight end, he's at 81 with star dev. D. Wright's still going to be our starting right tackle. We got Vera Tucker, McGovern, Tomlinson, and Becton on the offensive line. Defensively, we got Pratt and Mosley at linebackers, and this guy's going to be starting at outside linebacker, but he's not going to get much playing time most likely. Jabril Peppers at free safety, Whitehead at strong safety. Rookie defensive end starting, he's a 73 with hidden dev. Quinn Williams jumped up to superstar dev, he's a 95. Franklin Myers is 88 with star. Johnson's a 77 with star. Sauce Gardner's a 91 with superstar. Breece Hall's a 82 with star dev. That rookie we drafted is a 77 with normal dev, so I think I'm going to trade away Reed since he's an 84 with normal dev. That way we make sure that Allison starts in the slot and he can try to get the most potential to develop as a rookie. Trading the cornerback Reed to the Atlanta Falcons for a 2nd round pick. Here at the midseason point, we're off to an insanely great start. We are 7-0, leading the division. The Patriots are 3-4, the Bills are 2-4, and the Dolphins are 1-5. See what players we have to negotiate with here. We have $126 million in cap space. Elijah Moore's 24 years old, 84 overall scheme fit. Star dev, definitely want to bring him back. I'm going to offer him a 4-year deal. He wants more years. I just gave you an extra year, dude. Chill. Mekhi Becton, 25 years old, 83 overall superstar. Definitely want to bring him back. Give him a 4-year deal. He's coming back. CJ Mosley, 32 years old. I'm probably going to wait till the end of the year, end up moving on from him. He's going to start falling off. The same with Conklin. He's 29. He's going to start going down a lot. Tyler Bass, I'll go ahead and try to bring him back, the kicker. He wants some more years as well. Laken Tomlinson, 32 years old. Wait till the end of the year. He's going to keep regressing. Michael Carter, backup running back. Guess I'll go ahead and offer him a deal. It's not too bad, like $3 million a year. He's coming back. And what else do we have? Another Michael Carter. He's a 4th string corner, so not really anything we want to do with him. Probably going to try to upgrade the center position. Had a breakout opportunity here for the defensive end, Johnson. Jermaine Johnson jumps up to superstar dev. Nice. Regular season we finished 14-3, won the division, and got a 1st round bye week. The Patriots went 9-8, and then the Dolphins and Bills both went 5-12. See what happened with our player stats over here. We had the number 11th ranked offense. Not too bad. Defensively, ranked number 3. Bryce Young had a great year. He threw for 4,100 yards, 39 touchdowns, only 8 interceptions, 66% completion with a 112 rating. That's freaking awesome. Breece Hall had 1,100 yards, 4.4 per carry, 9 touchdowns. Michael Carter over 500 yards, 3.9 per carry with 4 touchdowns. Manny Gold, the rookie receiver, had the most yards, 958, 11 touchdowns. Garrett Wilson, 900 yards, 9 touchdowns. Elijah Moore, 800 yards, 7 touchdowns. Conklin had 759 yards with 6 touchdowns. Defensively, CJ Mosley led the team in tackles with 102. Jermaine Johnson had 18 TFLs. Quentin Williams had 17. Jermaine Johnson had 16 sacks. Yeah, he had a breakout year for sure. Quentin Williams, 15 sacks. Franklin Myers, 13 sacks. Rookie defensive end had 4.5 sacks. Mosley and Allison both had 3 interceptions, so the rookie corner had 3 interceptions. Nice. And then Hamza had 2 interceptions. Whitehead had 2. Gardner had 2. Carter and Peppers had 1. We're going to be playing against the 12-5 Kansas City Chiefs in the divisional round of the playoffs. They just beat the Jaguars 31-23, and on the other side we have the Raiders against the Bengals. Chiefs ended up beating us 24-21, unfortunately. 49ers beat the Raiders in the Super Bowl 35-21 to win their 6th Super Bowl. Defensive tackle Eric Armstead won Super Bowl MVP. Dak Prescott won MVP of the regular season with the Cowboys. Our head coach Robert Saleh won Coach of the Year with the Jets. Nice. Josh Jacobs won Offensive Player of the Year with the Raiders. Von Miller won Defensive Player of the Year with the Bills. We have $130 million in cap space and we just won 14 games. This is crazy. Elijah Moore, 25 years old, 85 overall, scheme fit, star dev. Want to bump him up to a 5-year or a 4-year deal. That's what he offered him the last time, but now he's okay with coming back. All right. Who else we got? Conklin, probably going to try to upgrade the tight end spot. Mosley's all the way down to a 75 with normal dev, 33 years old. Moving on from him. Try to bring this kicker back again. Well, from the same deal. Now he wants to sign it. All right, Madden. Laken Tomlinson's down to a 79 overall with normal dev. I am scouting offensive line like crazy in the draft. We don't need Michael Carter. Connor McGovern, probably going to try to upgrade him too. I think that's going to be it. This is what the team is looking like before free agency. Bryce Young's up to an 86 with superstar. We don't need a running back or a receiver. We do need a new left guard and a new center. Elijah Barrett Tucker is our right guard, so I don't know why it has him there. Do need a new tight end as well. Defensively, Quentin Williams and Johnson both have X Factor. Heck yeah, that's what I'm talking about. McCann only had star dev. He's the defensive end that I drafted. We need a new middle linebacker. Allison still has normal dev. He's the other, well, he's a cornerback that I drafted. He had normal dev to begin with, but so yeah, we need a middle linebacker, maybe outside linebacker. And then left tackle Rashawn Slater. He's an 88 overall, star dev, scheme fit, 26 years old. Bringing in Jonnu Smith at tight end on a 1-year deal. He's 76 overall with star dev, 30 years old. And bringing in Malik Harrison at middle linebacker. He's only a 75 overall with normal dev. Trying to get a lot of players, but nobody wanted to sign with us. We still got $88 million in cap space. First round of the draft, we have pick number 28 since we made it pretty deep in the playoffs. I'm going to draft this middle linebacker, Rashard McCullers from Auburn. 6'2", 229 pounds. He's a field general. Got him 100% scouted. He's a true first to second round talent. 22 years old. He has good jumping, great speed, good acceleration. He did not go to the combine or his pro day at all. He's got hidden dev with 89 speed. Nice. Second round, we have 2 picks in the second round. This is actually pick number 1 in the second round. I'm going to draft this right tackle, Bubba Hunt from Ohio State. He's an agile scheme fit. Got him 100% scouted. He's a true first to second round talent. 21 years old. This dude looks crazy. He has elite acceleration, elite agility, elite change of direction, good jumping, good speed, great strength. Hidden dev. Of course he was going to have it with all those freaking traits that he had. 89 strength. With our other second round pick, I'm going to draft this center, Tremaine Benford from Louisville. He's 6'2", 315 pounds, agile, scheme fit. Only got him 50% scouted, but he has a chance to have A in a lot of stuff. 22 years old, and he has elite 3 times. Elite acceleration, elite agility, elite jumping, great change of direction, good speed, good strength. Typically, if someone has elite in 2 or more categories, they have hidden dev, in my experience. And he has hidden dev with 88 strength. Here in the third round, I'm going to draft this outside linebacker, Paul Riddick from Central Michigan. He's 6'1", 232 pounds. He's a run stopper. Only got him 50% scouted. He's 23 years old. He has elite acceleration, good change of direction with great speed. And he has A tackle. Noah Dev with 84 speed. Checking out the draft recap, first round pick middle linebacker McCullers has 73 overall. He has hidden div, 89 speed. Second round pick tackle Bubba Hunt has 73 overall. He has hidden div. And then the center we drafted in the second round was a 73 overall with hidden div as well. Riddick was a 68. Let the computer draft the rest of the guys. Check out the entire NFL draft recap. Number 1 pick was outside linebacker, 77 overall, that went to the Falcons. Highest in the entire class was 80 right tackle that went to the Cardinals. So what the starting lineup looks like for season 3, Bryce Young is at 83 with superstar div, Hall's at 89 with star, Wilson's at 91 with superstar, Moore's at 85 with star, Gold is only a 75 with normal div. Offensive line, we brought in Slater at left tackle, drafted Hunt and Benford, got Vera Tucker and Becton. I moved Becton to the right tackle spot. Still got Williams, so I'm going to trade him away and just roll with the rookies in the middle. Brought in Johnny Smith at tight end to be our starter for 1 year. Defensively, I'm making McCullers the starter at middle linebacker. He's a rookie with hidden div. Moved Harrison to right outside linebacker, and we still have Pratt at left outside linebacker. Whitehead's at 84 with superstar. Peppers is 85 with star. Gardner's a 93 with superstar. Allison still has normal div, 78 overall. Williams and Johnson both have X Factor. Franklin Myers is 89 and McCann is a 77. Hall's 83. He lost his star div. He went down to normal div. What the heck? The midseason point, we're off to a great start once again. We're 5-1, leading the division. The Dolphins are 4-2. The Patriots are 3-4, and the Bills are 2-5. See what players we have to negotiate with. We got 98 million in cap space. Breece Hall, 90 overall scheme fit, star div. He's 24 years old. He has a lot of interest in coming back. I'm going to offer him a 5-year deal. He's coming back. John Franklin Myers is 28 years old, 88 overall star div. I do want to bring him back even though he has basically no interest, so I'm going to have to jump him up. I'm going to offer him a 4-year deal. He's coming back. Money talks, right? Vera Tucker, 26 years old, 85 overall scheme fit, star div. Definitely want to bring him back. I'm just going to offer him the 3-year deal since he has interest. He wants more, alright? It was worth a try. Jermaine Pratt, I'm going to end up moving on from him most likely. Wait till the end of the year and see how he does. Jermaine Johnson still has X Factor. 81 overall scheme fit, 26 years old. I'm going to offer him this deal. See if he takes it. You know, I'm just going to bump him up to 3 years. Yep, he's coming back. End of the regular season, we finished 10-7. We did end up winning the division, and even though the Dolphins and Patriots both went 10-7 also, the Bills went 5-12. See what happened with the stats. We had the number 7th ranked offense. Like to see that for sure. Bryce Young had another great year, it looks like, and defensively 12. Defense is good and better. Bryce Young threw for 4,300 yards, 41 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 67% completion with the 112 rating, so that's an awesome season. Breece Hall had 1,288 yards, 4.3 per carry with 12 touchdowns. Michael Carter over 500 yards, 4.7 with 3 touchdowns as a backup running back. Wilson had 1,100 yards, 12 touchdowns. Manny Gold had 1,100 yards, 9 touchdowns. Johnny Smith had almost 900 yards, 4 touchdowns from the tight end spot. And Elijah Moore had 700 yards with 9 touchdowns. Defensively, Malik Harrison led the team in tackles with 121. McCullers had 77. That was the rookie middle linebacker we drafted. Quinton Williams had 14 TFLs, and he led the team in sacks with 11. Johnson had 9.5. Franklin Myers had 9. Interceptions, Bryce Hall had 4. McCullers had 3, the rookie middle linebacker, and he had 2 sacks. A pretty solid season from him. Sidney Brown had 3 interceptions. Sauce Gardner had 2. Harrison, Pratt, Whitehead, and Peppers all had 1 interception. We're going to be playing against the division rival Miami Dolphins in the wildcard round. They went 10-7 on the season. And we have the Chiefs against the Texans, the Titans against the Patriots, and then the Bengals got a first round bye week. We beat the Dolphins 38-17. Now we're going to be taking on the 13-4 Kansas City Chiefs in the divisional round. The Chiefs just beat the Texans 33-7, so yeah, they blew them out. And then we have the Bengals against the Patriots. Chiefs beat us 34-17 to end our playoff run. Beat the Giants in the Super Bowl 38-23 to win their 3rd Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes won Super Bowl MVP. Joe Burrow won MVP of the regular season with the Bengals. Zach Taylor won Coach of the Year with the Bengals. Joe Mixon won Offensive Player of the Year with the Bengals, so I guess the Bengals had a crazy offense. Nick Bosa won Defensive Player of the Year with the Seahawks. $92 million in cap space. Only player I'm going to bring back is Elijah Vera Tucker. He's 27 years old, 86 overall, scheme fit, superstar div. I offered him a 3-year deal last time, so let's offer him a 4-year deal. He's coming back, going to free agency in the draft. This is what the team is looking like before free agency. Bryce Young's up to a 90 with superstar div. He's technically 86 because he has a +4 morale boost. We could use another receiver. I guess we could keep rolling with gold if we need to, but can try to upgrade that spot. Hunt and Benford, they're both rookie offensive linemen I drafted, have star div. Elijah Vera Tucker went up to superstar. Becton still has superstar. We need to get another tight end. Defensively, McCullers just had star div, but he's already playing up to an 80 overall. Could use another outside linebacker. Whitehead lost his superstar, he's down to star. Could use another cornerback since both these guys have just normal div. Johnson and Williams both still have X Factor. Free agency, I'm bringing in Leighton Vander Esch. He's a middle linebacker, but I'm going to end up moving him to outside linebacker. He's 85 overall, 30 years old, star div. Also bringing in tight end Irv Smith Jr., 79 overall, star div, scheme fit, 28 years old. There was a couple of players that were pretty good, like Trevor Lawrence was available. I'll just go ahead and show you. All the players that are available, they're like positions that we don't need. There's like 57 running backs here. Chris Olave, Tariq Woolen, I was going to try to get him, but his man coverage is only 69, which is, I mean, not good at all. I mean, he's 85 overall. I did send him an offer, but he decided not to sign with us, and he went with the Colts. Looking at the prospects and the draft class before I actually start the draft, and there's 2 wide receivers up here that are true top 5 talents. This guy right here, Quandre June, has A in like pretty much everything. It looks like he might be one of the best receivers I've ever seen before, so I'm going to try to get him no matter what. I just traded for the Detroit Lions #1 pick in the first round. I had to give up my first round pick this year and next year, and I had to give up Leighton Vander Esch, unfortunately. But there's no other way I could get the trade done. I tried to do all kinds of stuff. I don't care what the price is. I want to get that wide receiver and draft him #1 overall. So here we are in the first round, pick #1. This wide receiver, Charleston Graham, is technically the #1 prospect on the board, but the guy I want to get is Quandre June, the #3 prospect. They're both true top 5 talents. Got them both 100% scouted, but I like this guy way more. 22 years old, he's 6'3", 224 pounds, from Georgia. He's a physical archetype. He has elite acceleration, good agility, elite jumping, great speed, and elite strength. He has A in almost every single thing. He's got hidden depth with 94 speed, 99 jumping, 86 change of direction, 94 acceleration. Wow. Here in the second round, I'm going to draft this strong safety, Dorian Bramble. He's a hybrid scheme fit, 6 foot, 215 pounds, from Oklahoma. 21 years old. Decent acceleration, great agility, good change of direction, great speed, solid strength. He has A man coverage. Only normal depth, dang. 91 speed. First round pick, wide receiver Quandre June, #1 overall pick, is an 82 overall. That is freaking awesome. I was hoping it was going to be a little bit higher because I've recently seen a wide receiver that was 87 overall, but I'll still take that for sure. Safety I drafted in the second round was a 74 overall. And then the rest of the guys, I just let the computer draft it. I want to go see what this other wide receiver overall was looking like, so let's find out. He is 81. Alright, so we picked the right guy. Both of them are freaking awesome, but still. And then our guy was the highest in the entire class, which was expected. This is what the starting lineup looks like for season 4. Bryce Young's up to 86 with superstar. Hall's up to a 93 with star. Garrett Wilson's a 94 with superstar. And then our rookie receiver is already playing up to 85 with hidden dev. Elijah Moore's 87 with star dev. We got Irv Smith at tight end, 80 overall. Forgot to trade away Williams last year. I just realized that. So I got Becton, but he's injured right now for 2 weeks. So I'm going to go ahead and trade Williams away. Vera Tucker, Slater. Defensively, we're going to have McCullers at middle linebacker again, since I had to trade away Leighton Vander Esch, unfortunately, but it is what it is. We still got Williams and Johnson with X factors. Franklin Myers is 89, McCann's up to a 79. Gardner dropped down to star dev, but he's still a 94 overall. And we still got Allison and Hall and the other 2 cornerback spots. Jonah Williams at right tackle on the trade block, and the Texans are willing to give me this run stop and middle linebacker. He's only 24 years old. He has no more dev, but I still want to try to get us another linebacker, and they're going to give us a 4th round pick as well. Here at the midseason point, we're 4-3, leading the division. The Bills and the Patriots are 3-3, and the Dolphins are 2-4. See what players we have to negotiate with. We got 106 million in cap space. Definitely want to bring Garrett Wilson back. 26 years old, 93 overall scheme fit, superstar dev. He has a lot of interest in coming back. Went off from this 4-year deal. He's coming back. Sauce Gardner, 26 years old, 93 overall star dev. Definitely bringing him back. He has a lot of interest. He wants 3 years, 55 mil. I'm going to go ahead and bump him up to a 4-year deal and make sure that he comes back. Yeah, he's coming back. Nice. Bryce Young, 24 years old. He's 87 overall, superstar dev. 5 years, 155 million is what he wants. Definitely worth it. He's coming back. Jordan Whitehead, I'm going to wait till the end of the year. He's 29, so he's going to start regressing. I'll go ahead and try to bring this kicker back. 3-year deal, 12 mil or 12.9 mil. He's coming back. And then Malik Harrison, probably going to be moving on from him. Wicks, definitely moving on from him since we just upgraded. Into the regular season, we finished 12-5, won the division again. The Bills went 9-8, the Dolphins went 7-10, and the Patriots went 6-11. See what happened with the player stats. Number 6 ranked offense, very nice. Defensively, let me see top 10. Number 7, heck yeah, awesome. Bryce Young had another great season, 4,400 yards passing, 32 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 67% completion with a 105 rating. Breece Hall had 1,400 yards, 4.6 per carry with 15 touchdowns. Michael Carter only had 3.5 per carry with 6 touchdowns. Receiving, Garrett Wilson led the team with 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns. Quandre June had 980 yards with 7 touchdowns. I know everyone wants to see what his dev trade is, and so do I. Yeah, he has superstar X Factor. Woo, hell yeah. Pardon my French. Elijah Moore, 800 yards receiving with 3 touchdowns. Irv Smith, 700 yards with 6 touchdowns. Rashad McCullers led the team in tackles with 108. Knowles had a 91. That's that linebacker that we traded the offensive lineman for. Franklin Myers and Quinn Williams both had 15 TFLs. Johnson had 10.5 sacks. McCann had 9. Franklin Myers only had 6, and Quinn Williams only had 3. What the heck? Did this fool get hurt? Played in all 17 games. Alright, let's see what the interceptions. Allison had 2, Hall had 2, Gardner had 2, Jabril Peppers had 2, Knowles, McCullers, and Bramble all had 1 interception. We're going to be playing against the 9-8 Chargers in the wild card round of the playoffs. We also have the Chiefs against the Browns, the Jaguars against the Colts, and then the Steelers got a first round bye week. We ended up beating the Chargers 42-31. Now we got to play against the 13-4 Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs knock us out of the playoffs every time that we make it, so hopefully we can actually beat them this time. They beat the Browns 35-21, and on the other side we have the Steelers against the Colts. Yes, we finally beat the Chiefs 23-21 in a close game. Now we're going to be playing against the 10-7 Colts in the AFC Championship game. Always simulate the weeks in the playoffs unless we get to the conference championship game. Then I'll actually do super sim on that. So the Colts beat the Steelers 28-24. Playing in New York with MetLife Stadium, we're down 7-0 in the first quarter. Second quarter at 7-3. We're still losing. It's a low scoring game. Now we're losing 14-3 in the third quarter. We're going to have to do something. 17-3 we're losing. Now we scored a touchdown. 17-10 in the fourth quarter. Come on. 17-13. Now we're up 20-17 in the fourth quarter, and the Colts took the lead, and they won the freaking game. Lost the AFC Championship game. The Giants beat the Colts in the Super Bowl 24-17 to win their 5th Super Bowl. Justin Herbert is the quarterback for the Giants, and he just won Super Bowl MVP. Lamar Jackson won MVP of the regular season with the Ravens. Our coach, Robert Saleh, won Coach of the Year with the Jets. Cooper Kupp won Offensive Player of the Year with the Rams. Jalen Phillips won Defensive Player of the Year with the Chargers. We have $63 million in cap space. I'm not going to bring back Whitehead. I'm going to try to upgrade to a better safety in free agency. If not, then we can always bring him back there. Moving on from Harrison and Wicks and Mingo, pretty much not going to bring back any of these guys. Out with the old, in with the new. This is what the team is looking like before free agency. Bryce Young's playing up to a 92 with Superstar. We saw that June had X Factor. He already passed Elijah Moore for the number 2 receiver on the team going into his second year. Garrett Wilson's a 96. So we don't need anything on offense at all. We're pretty much set everywhere. Defensively, this is where we need to try to make some stuff happen. I want to get an elite middle linebacker if possible. It's hard to find them in free agency though. Definitely need to upgrade a strong safety. I want to try to upgrade a cornerback spot too, at least get one more guy that's close to a 90. I signed the best overall players at the positions that I could get. We got middle linebacker TJ Edwards is 84 overall with star dev. Bringing in Chidobe Awuzie, 84 overall cornerback with star dev. Had to bring Whitehead back at strong safety because he was the highest overall with 83. And then I'm also bringing in Bobby Okereke, middle linebacker, 83 overall. Gonna move him to outside linebacker. I'm trading for 89 overall cornerback L'Jarius Sneed from the Chiefs I'm giving up a first round pick next year and a second round pick this year. The best pick the computer did was a 72 overall wide receiver in the 4th round, but he does not have hidden dev, he just has normal dev. Looking at the entire draft recap for the entire NFL, the number 1 pick was a 75 overall quarterback that went to the Denver Broncos. I guess they moved on from Russell Wilson. Highest overall in the class was an 83 overall cornerback that went to the Baltimore Ravens. This is what the starting lineup looks like for the 5th and final season. Bryce Young's up to 88 overall with superstar. Breece Hall is a 95 with star dev. Wilson's a 95 with superstar. June is an 89 with X Factor. Elijah Moore is an 88 with star. The offensive line is looking awesome. We still got Irv Smith at tight end, 81 with star dev. Defensively, ended up trading for L'Jarius Sneed. He's a 90 with X Factor. Gardner's a 95 with star. We brought in Chidobe Awuzie at cornerback 3 in free agency. Peppers is 84. Ended up signing Edwards and Okereke in free agency to try to beef up the linebacker spots. I moved McCullers out to right outside linebacker, and we still got Whitehead at strong safety. Quentin Williams and Johnson are both at superstar dev. Franklin Myers is 89 with star, and McCann's 82 with star. The midseason point, we are 6-1, leading the division. The Patriots are 4-3, the Dolphins are 3-3, and the Bills are 2-5. Simulating to the end of the season to see if we make the playoffs, which we should. The regular season, we finished 14-3, won the division, also got a first round bye week. Patriots went 10-7, the Bills and Dolphins both went 9-8. Check out the players' stats for the season. We had the number 1 ranked offense, freaking awesome. Bryce Young had over 5,000 yards. Defense 22nd, definitely not liking that. Bryce Young had 5,000 yards, 38 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 70% completion with a 119 rating. That's probably going to be MVP. Breece Hall had 1,500 yards, 4.8 per carry with 21 touchdowns. That was definitely the best season he's had by far. Michael Carter, 300 yards, 4 yards per carry with 1 touchdown. Receiving, Garrett Wilson had 1,500 yards, 8 touchdowns. Elijah Moore, 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns. Quandre June, 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns. Irv Smith, 900 yards with 9 touchdowns. Defensively, TJ Edwards led the team in tackles with 133. Quentin Williams had 16 TFLs. We got our sacks back. Franklin Myers had 18 sacks from the defensive tackle spot, acting like Aaron Donald over here. Quentin Williams had 14 sacks. McCann had 10.5 and Johnson had 6.5. Sauce Gardner led the team in interceptions with 4. Awuzie had 3. Whitehead had 2, and then Edwards and Allison both had 1. We're going to be playing against the 10-7 Las Vegas Raiders in the divisional round of the playoffs. They just beat the Patriots 49-31, and then we have the Ravens against the Titans. We just beat the Raiders 17-13. Now we're going to be playing against the 12-5 Baltimore Ravens in the AFC Championship game. The Ravens were a number 2 seed. They beat the Chiefs 31-24, so we don't have to worry about the Chiefs beating us. And then they beat the Titans 17-14. Other side, we got Packers against the Saints in the NFC Championship game. Playing at MetLife Stadium, AFC Championship game, we're up 14-0 in the second quarter. 14-7, we're still winning. Now we're up 17-7. Third quarter, we're up 24-7. Looks like we're going to get us a win here. 27-14. 30-14 in the fourth. 37-22. 40-22. And we got the win 40-22. Going to the Super Bowl. We're going to play against the 9-8 New Orleans Saints in the Super Bowl. They have Trevor Lawrence as their quarterback. You can see there as the top threat. He's 97 overall X Factor. He threw for 5,000 yards, 39 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Check out the playoff bracket. So they started off as a number 3 seed. They beat the Rams 38-31. Then they beat the Giants 37-31. Then they beat the Packers 37-17. So it looks like they're scoring 38 and 37 points every game. Here we are in the Super Bowl. It looks like we're playing in Tampa Bay. We're up 7-0 in the first quarter. We're up 14-0 in the second. Now it's 14-3. 14-6. Now we're up 21-6 in the third quarter. We're up 24. Now 31-6. Third quarter, we're winning. Fourth quarter, We're up 38-13, 41-13, 48-13. We blew them out. We got a Super Bowl championship.
Sweat and tears, the off-season, the workouts, training camp, week 1, 2, 3, all building up now to say you're a Super Bowl champion. It's worth it.
It certainly is, and rarely do we have a team that hoists the Lombardi Trophy that didn't have their share of bumps along the way, didn't have to face some adversity in the journey, and now they get to just enjoy it and revel in it. And all off-season, they'll be signing their autographs with Super Bowl champion underneath it.
Young was able to outduel Trevor Lawrence in the Super Bowl. He had a 146 passer rating, 234 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Trevor Lawrence only had a 76 rating, 236 yards with 1 touchdown. Breece Hall had almost 200 yards rushing in the Super Bowl with 2 touchdowns. He's probably going to get MVP. Garrett Wilson had 110 yards and a touchdown. Quandre June had 3 catches for 49 yards and a touchdown. The Jets beat the Saints in the Super Bowl 48-13 to win their second ever Super Bowl. Bryce Young ended up getting the MVP. All right. Patrick Mahomes won NFL MVP of the regular season with the Chiefs. Robert Saleh, our coach, won Coach of the Year again with the Jets for like the 3rd or 4th time. Jonathan Taylor won Offensive Player of the Year with the Colts. Myles Garrett won Defensive Player of the Year with the Browns. This is what the final team is looking like. We got Bryce Young, 95 overall superstar. Breece Hall's a 99 superstar. Wilson's a 99 superstar. Moore's a 91 with star. June's a 95 with X Factor. Irv Smith jumped up to superstar at tight end. We just got superstars everywhere. Hunt's down here. He got injured for some reason. Dang, 34 weeks. What the heck? Defensively, Quentin Williams jumped back up to X Factor. Johnson's went down to star dev. Edwards went down to star dev. McCullers is up to 86. I mean, the defense is just freaking nasty. We still got Sauce Gardner 97 with star dev. Sneed's 88 with X Factor injured. We were able to close out the rebuild with the Super Bowl victory. We made it to the playoffs, I think, every year but one. I can't remember exactly for sure. But overall, I think it was a great rebuild. We got Bryce Young at quarterback. I was really trying to get CJ Stroud, but for whatever reason, the Seahawks were like, no, we want him. So I took Bryce Young. Why not? He's better overall anyways, at least in this rebuild. That's going to be it for the video. If y'all like what y'all saw, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. Make some suggestions down below for other types of videos that you want to see. Appreciate everyone for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace!